What up, everyone? Franchise Sports TV back again with another video. Before again, make sure to, if you are subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that notification bell. Sometimes people tell me they don't get notifications for the videos. Other times people do. And also, just a heads up, people have brought this to my attention plenty of times so far. Sometimes people's comments, for some reason, they don't stick in the comment section. Sometimes they're erased and go away. That ain't me, y'all. I ain't blocking y'all. I only block the idiots. But YouTube has this thing when I don't know what it is. For my subscribers who've been on the channel for the longest time, whenever they say something or comment on there, their comments get blocked or sent to the hell for review pool for some reason that I can manually just check off and okay it. But for the Lestans, the crazy Lestans just saying anything, those tend to get through. I don't know what it is, but that's just YouTube. But so yeah, for any of my subscribers who commented, it ain't me. It's YouTube sometimes be doing this stupid ass crap. But anyways, let's get down to the nitty gritty of what I want to say. So, Devin Booker says the death of NBA rivalries. People just realize it's not that deep. So, I guess this is on a guest appearance of the Old Man in 3 podcast, JJ Redick's podcast. Sun star Devin Booker gave an interesting take on why team rivalries have been ruined in the modern NBA. According to Booker, players just no longer feel that it's not worth it to start some beef over a game on the court. I'm already not liking where this is going. I say there's no real rivalries because of grassroots basketball, said Booker to JJ Redick. A lot of these guys we know for a really long time. And I think people just realize it's not that deep half the time. People always saying they're not about to fight on the court. Yeah, that's $500,000 fight. Like, nobody should do that. I haven't heard too many times where crazy lines were crossed on the court, but it's usually not that deep. As we all know, Booker's no stranger to trash talk himself. And supposed rivalry with Luka Doncic, which I thought was funny a couple years back, is a fan favorite in the NBA community. But according to Booker, there's no real feelings of animosity between players, at least not like there used to be. As you know, back in the day, the league was overflowing intense rivalries between players, teams across the association. In the 80s, the rivalry between Magic Johnson and Bird is credited for reviving the NBA during the struggling period. In the years that followed, the league saw many intense rivalries, including Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas, Kobe and Shaq, and the most recent, LeBron James and Stephen Curry, which was probably the weakest one out of all of these. For the most of the NBA history, these games used to be among the aggressive and emotional of the season. Move on a little bit. Because this article that I'm reading off, FadeTheWorld.net. Go watch my latest video on that. On FadeTheWorld.net. They had a list of the worst teams that made it to the NBA Finals in the last couple of years, and it's like they didn't do any research at all. But anyways, back to that. Enough plugging that. In today's player empowerment era, competitors no longer have anything to gain from acting tough with the other side. While it was abnormal for players to connect as friends in years past, it's often that we see games top performers hanging out in the offseason or even during a random weekend. Truth is, the players aren't willing to risk their health, or salary to feed into a rivalry. When players are making upwards of $200 million today, they have too much to lose by getting caught up in a narrative storylines may have given all up altogether and trying to add extra weight to any regular season game. In short, NBA culture today is more about self-preservation than anything else. It means that intense hatred that used to exist between teams is just no longer there on the same level. Love or hate it, that's the way players prefer it nowadays. I don't like it to change anytime soon. See, that's my problem with the NBA. Right there. Um, this is another reason why the modern NBA sucks. There are no heads bunning anymore. Everything I heard out of that is kind of like soft thinking. But then again, some of these dudes are friends with each other, going back to probably middle school and high school. Some of them weren't really raised, let's just say, raised on the streets like that, like some might have been from the past. They too coddled now, and they're not really that aggressive anymore. I also heard that with each, I want to say the last 40 or 50 years, T levels have gone down in men. They're not as high as they used to be. And that probably is contributing to some of the non-aggressiveness that you see. There has been some aggressiveness this season. You have Giannis with the basketball this season, but there's not much. And that's what I kind of miss about the old NBA. There was heads butting. There was intensity. Guys didn't like each other. I don't think these guys can separate. I don't know if they can separate basketball from real. I don't know. What I used to say, I know how to separate basketball now. Maybe now I was younger, but separate what's going on the court from off the court. See, on the court, fierce, competitive about it, especially when the games is competitive, especially when you got another team out there that think they're good, you just want to beat them. That's where my intensity comes in. But if it's just some lazy basketball or lazy day of playing basketball, that's different. But I know how to separate myself from it. I know how, after the game is ended, I know how to cool down and realize that person ain't the enemy anymore. That sort of thing. But I think the rivalries and intensity is what's missing in today's NBA. This is the reason why it doesn't get really a lot of ratings anymore. Because these dudes just nowadays. It's not big though. Only thing they care about, like the article says, is about the money and the other stuff. Basketball for some of these dudes is just a check. It's just something else to do. To them, it's not worth getting all riled up for. And I think, like I said, it's contributing to the low ratings, and some people are just tuning out. It's already bad enough some of these dudes don't want to, show up for work now. And it's crazy. It's funny. Going back to an older video when I acknowledged this, that I said Kawhi Leonard and Paul George were, duckers of smoke against the Bucks. And people read about that. They start complaining about that. But here's the thing about this. The Clippers played 12 hours before that on Saturday. Then played 12 hours later, 24 hours later actually, on Sunday. The Kings played the Bucks on Tuesday night and then played the Lakers on Wednesday night, 24 hours later. So miss me with all that excuses. There's a job to do. And all this lack of rivalry and players sitting out and all this stuff, avoiding other players, just the way the NBA is. And I kind of hate the way that article ended, saying that, it's not likely to change soon. Well, something gonna change soon, because now I bet in the next couple of years, and I hate to say this, it's not a hatred towards them, but WNBA has, and even college basketball, it seems more intense Now, was it just the other day? Was it South Carolina and LSU got into a whole spat with each other during I think it was what is LSU? SEC? Yeah, SEC championship game or something like that. When South Carolina got into it with LSU, I saw more aggression out of those women than I've seen out of these NBA players now. And if we keep seeing that, these WNBA players start looking better. Well, I wouldn't say start looking better, but some of these WNBA players, some of these college players coming up now, I'm just saying, they looking good. And get attractive females playing basketball and some aggressiveness. Shoot, some people might start watching the WNBA. Because it just seems like the WNBA women's college basketball, not to say men's college basketball isn't, it just seems more intense, more exciting is the word I want to say. But anyways, Devin Booker is right. These guys ain't about it anymore. They don't think it's that big of a deal, and kind of sucks now that you don't get to see what you saw back in the 80s or even 90s or even 2000s anymore. Then again, it's always the NFL. You can watch that aggressiveness over there. But anyways, that's all I got to say. Tell me what you guys think.